The gang, how's it going? Andy here, Biohazard Declassified as always. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's stream. Oh boy, it begins the journey. I've started a new series here every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at this time, we're going to be doing a Resident Evil retrospective, where we go back from the beginning, 1996, and we play our way through the entire series, kind of reminiscing on the past, discussing key plot points, what my thoughts were about the game, and all that fun stuff. It's going to be a super, super fun stream that I'm looking forward to really undertaking. So, obviously, we're going to be starting off with Resident Evil 1. I'm sure that's not going to be a shock to everyone. We're going to be starting with Resident Evil 1. And yeah, we're going to be playing Resident Evil 1. We're going to start with Jill today. And then we're going to be playing Chris next Wednesday. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the director's cut. And then we'll do Jill and Chris again. So the first month is mainly going to be Resident Evil 1. There's just a ton of cool things that I'd love to talk about, love to discuss, really reminisce on a bygone era of survival horror. I think this is, I'm sure this goes without saying, this title, Resident Evil 1, is certainly one of the all-time GOAT games. And if this game doesn't exist, I mean, Biohazard Declassified wouldn't exist at all. We wouldn't have had another amazing franchise from Capcom, and yeah, it wouldn't have spawned all these fantastic memories that we've had over the years. So I can't wait to go through it. So Resident Evil 1. We're going to be playing the PC version today. The PC version is probably the best port of the game, and I'll explain why as I'm playing. I truly believe that especially if you live in the PAL region, do not play the PS1 Resident Evil. It's 50 hertz. It's just not a great experience like it used to be. Like, I remember playing this back in the day, and then watching playthroughs online. I'm like, man, that moves so much quicker. Why is that? Anyway, turns out the European version runs absolutely slow as hell. So, yeah, definitely, if you can, try and source the PC version, or at least the 60 hertz version of Resident Evil 1. I think you have this shirt somewhere. I'm sure you probably have. You purchased it back in 2020, I'd have thought. Always a pleasure, Peter. Thank you. But yes, yeah, it's going to be super exciting. It's been a long time since I've kind of sequentially gone through the entire series, and ultimately it gives us a target for the stream. As I said, first month's going to be pretty much Resident Evil 1. The next month, we're going to have Resident Evil 2 and 2, 3, and probably Survivor, which is really, really cool. And then we'll move on to Code Veronica Dead Aim. I've pretty much got everything ready. The thumbnails are kind of all good to go. And yeah, I can't wait to just sequentially go through it. Glad I had the US version of the game. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Yes, Andy, looking forward to this series. Yes, it's going to be amazing, Dan. Thank you. Bristolian Exiles in the chat. Thank you. Nikki Lee. Bet the baby's growing fast. Anyway, have a great stream tonight, buddy. Appreciate your kind words. Cheddar's in the chat. Ricky, thank you very much. I just want to get Tiki Toki running through the chat so I don't miss anyone. I see Rob's already in the chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you dropping by. And I think as long as I keep this window open, we're all good. Lovely jubbly. Okay, right, so let's get transferred over. Doesn't that look fantastic? I do love a 4x3 game. Man, there's something about this initial. Oops, let me reload this here. There's something about that initial opening screen which gives me chills every time I see it. Let me get back open here. If I leave it open too long, it does crash, which is annoying. Is this one? I think it is. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, if I leave it on too long, it starts having a fit. JC, how's it going? First time catching you live. Love it. Appreciate you dropping by. Thank you very much. Initially, guys, let us know your thoughts about Resident Evil. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Where does Resident Evil 1, this specific version of Resident Evil 1, stack up in your all-time favourite Resident Evil games? That's what I want to know from you today. Gary, how's it going? Thank you. PS1 opening theme and the opening scenes of the game, very nostalgic. Now, the beauty of this, the real beauty of this is in like full 60 frames a second. It looks absolutely fantastic. I might actually bring this forward just so, yeah, there you go. Just so it doesn't overcut the chat. The Director's Cut was the first one I owned on PS1. I remember the Director's Cut more than the original, admittedly. Although I do love the disc in here. Let me open up the... Basically, I've got Keeper's Diary related stuff here. And I've got like so many copies of the original Resident Evil. If you were in my stream previously, you're going to know why I've got all these. But yeah, if we just open this up, look how iconic this disc is, dude. I love it so much. Look at that absolute thing of beauty. The Resident Evil Eye. I love it. I really love the PS1. The PS1 Power Region is so goated, man. They should have had this in the US. I think they had it in Japan. So it was only like the US they decided to have standard CD dual cases. Very, very odd. Okay, right. So with all that being said, let's get into the game. As I said, we're going to be playing as Jill Valentine this week. Next week we'll be playing as Chris Redfield. I think, to be honest, let's say it how it is. We all pretty much remembered playing as Jill Valentine first. It's just like playing as Leon in Resident Evil 2. We always just naturally defaulted to that. I don't know why. I suppose Resident Evil 1 is what's the word I'm looking for? Resident Evil 2 disc 1 was Leon, so it made sense that you play as Leon. But yeah, I just always defaulted as Jill. Maybe it's because it was easier. Maybe it was. Anyway, I'm talking a load of bollocks. I need to get my Facebook stream going, so we're going to do that now. So let's... Resident Evil. Oh, why haven't I got any sound? 2 seconds. Just make sure the sound's coming through here. I've accidentally pressed Chris. Eric, thank you for all the gifts. That's appreciated. Let me just do this before I go live on... Right, okay, cool. I'm going to have to reload this. Because I actually pressed Chris. 2 seconds. Okay, right, cool. Sorry, we're here. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Sparky Dadbot, thank you. Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? Oh, love it. If you had any more versions of Resident Evil, you'd be a UK Kai Morgan. Shout out Ink Ribbon, man. Love that dude. My boy. Had some good times with Ink Ribbon, let me tell you. Some things we can't say on air. Right, let me pop this back. Sparky Dadbod as well with the heart. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Right, so let's hit it. Oh, wrong controller. Let's got a new game. And let's play as Chris Redfield. Sorry, we're not playing as Chris. We're playing as Jill. What am I talking about? Here we are. Let's get it done, guys. Oh, boy. Let's go. Maybe the most... Oh, it's in full colour as well because we've got the seamless HD. This is the best it's ever going to look. Thank you very much, Ricky, for the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
And obviously, if you played the original on the PlayStation, this was all censored. This is what they had to do to get through the censorship. Hey, Billy, thank you for tuning in, bruv. Look at this, man. Like, the seamless HD guys have done a great job on this.
It was Bravo team's helicopter. Nobody was in it.
There's Greg.
Most of the equipment was still
Eric.
there. However, we soon discovered why.
Inez. And of course, Charlie Kraslavsky. You ciao, Charlie.
Hey! Come here!
Yeah, this is running like full 60 frames a second, Danny. It looks amazing. Alan, how are you? Been a while, Najib. Thank you. Oh, dude, this gets me every time. It's proper gruesome, this one as well. What, as gruesome as 1996 gets? Yes, Dale, we are, yeah. All of this is completely cut in the PlayStation version. It's amazing. What's the difference? I'll come back to that in a second, Chef Joe. I promise. I'll come back on that.
Jill, run for that house!
Jill, run for that house. Yeah, buddy.
Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers.
Shout out, Linda.
Albert Wesker.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, let's go, gang. We're fucking back. Let's go. Empress Inc., how are you? Thank you very much for tuning in. Lee Likes Lemonade, thank you for the roses. Rizina, thank you for the roses. This is a very quiet cutscene. Why isn't this coming through? Make sure it's turned up. If not, you'll have to listen to my superior voice acting skills. Stop it. Don't open that door. But Chris is... What is it? Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go? I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know. Okay, let me handle this. Stay alert. I don't know why the sounds ain't coming through. I might have to sort that out. Kate, how's it going? Thank you. Yeah, so literally, I only had the sound of the... I might have to fix this. 2 seconds. Because it's not even coming through here, is it? No. What I do... Oh, I don't really want to do that because I might have to drop a save and then try and fix the sound. I've had this issue before, but I can't remember how to fix it straight off the top of my head. Unless, hang on. Should we... If I change it, I'm going to try and flip it back. So it's on... Let's put on system. No. Two seconds, guys. Oh, here you go. Okay. So is it on system now, is it? Biohazard game. Yeah, there we go, gang. We're back. Sorry about that.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
What is it?
What is it?
Kenneth was killed too. Maybe by this creature. Anyway, let's report this to Wesker.
Now, it probably goes without saying, apologies, we did have a couple of sound issues there, but if you've never played Resident Evil, this is your first introduction to Resident Evil. Very, very simply, bizarrest incidents have happened in the outskirts of Raccoon City, which is a town, a Midwestern town, that is heavily influenced by Umbrella. We don't find this out to Resident Evil 2, but the long and the short of it is, there's stuff happening in the Arkley Mountains, in the forest, and a team is dispatched to deal with it. They are actually lost. So another team is sent, the Alpha team, to find out what's happened with the first team that's sent. Loads of stuff happens. The team get attacked by dogs, and now they're in the mansion. They don't know what's going on. They just open the door to an unlocked mansion, and all of a sudden, everything is oddly quiet. They find a zombie who's munching on one of the Bravo team,
Wesker!
and now they're trying to find the Captain Wesker.
Help me look for him, Jill. And don't leave this hall for the time being.
Alex, thank you. How are you? Wesker! But yes, we are playing this using the seamless HD version of Resident Evil 1. It doesn't never look this good, but a few modifications have made this look
Find anything,
unbelievable.
Jill?
Nothing. What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Beats me too.
Beats me too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic.
We're gonna get into trouble if we get lost.
We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill.
That's not
here's
uncommon,
a lock
Yorkshire
pick.
sloth, by the way.
It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Listen, if something happens,
Let's meet up in this hall. This time I'll be there.
This time I'll be there.
I'll be there. Which, by the way, this time I'll be there. We never see Barry ever again on the ground floor of the mansion. This man's just an out-and-out liar. But yes, if you're wondering how this all come about, so Capcom made a game called Sweet Home for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was actually based on an old Japanese film, and they always wanted to return that on the PlayStation with new technology, and this was actually meant to be like all first person, but they opted for this because of technological limitations at the time. I suppose they saw games like Doom and how successful that was at the time. They wanted to replicate that for Resident Evil, but they ended up going for this fixed camera angle. But the fixed camera angle, I would argue, you're going to notice some of these camera angles are a little bit different because they're pulled from the director's cut, which is unintentional. I didn't want to do that, but we're here now. I'll explain the differences a little bit later. But yeah, so they wanted to make it first person. They settled on fixed camera angles, and I'm happy they did, because there's a certain, when we talk about Resident Evil, there's a certain vibe that fixed camera angles have that third person games don't have, that first person games don't have. It works with Resident Evil because you don't know, if you're playing this for the first time, you don't know what's round the corner, and that is the selling point of Resident Evil. You're walking room to room, you don't know what's going on. Look at this camera angle. It's like someone's a peeping Tom. Someone's watching you from a distance. There's a certain voyeuristic quality to this game, and that's the real beauty of Resident Evil. And this is why I love fixed camera angles so much, and I'm so upset that they never return to this. The camera angles really do give you the fear. Like, you just don't know what's around the corner. Like here, there could be something around the corner, we don't know. And, you know, ammo's limited. We actually don't need to go here, so we are going to head this way. Even interactable elements, like everything in this room can be checked. I remember when I was a kid just walking around, kind of pressing X on absolutely everything. I must admit, I am going to do a little bit of blasphemy here, guys, because I am actually using a Xbox One controller to play the game, but let's just assume that I'm using a Sony pad. Yes, Alone in the Dark, the original Alone in the Dark, released in 1992, I want to say, played a big part in Resident Evil. Another thing that was huge, Lee, thank you for all the roses. It's really, really appreciated. Thank you. Another thing that was so vital in Resident Evil was the map. The map is so iconic. Like, you can see all the rooms that you can go to. You can... It's almost like orienteering. Oh, I can go in this room. I can't go into this room. Now, you can go into this room because we're playing as Jill. She is the master of unlocking. She does come with a lockpick. The PC version, by the way, does have skippable door scenes. So something that's really iconic that a lot of people don't talk about. And I'm happy. It's kind of a blessing and a curse because once you've played the game so many times, you don't really want to see them anymore. But when you saw this originally, this is kind of like that fixed camera angle. You don't know what's on the other side of the door. Now, the reason why this was in the PlayStation version originally, it was a clever way of hiding the loading sequences to the next room. Obviously, with modern technology and everything like that, we don't need to hide loading screens anymore. So that's why I'm really happy we can play the PC version, because it has no loading times, so you can just skip to the next room. But there's, again, something iconic about these door scenes, kind of opening slowly. Code Veronica was exceptionally good at it because it had slower sequences where your heart's beating. Oh, dude, amazing, amazing stuff. And we cannot forget this hallway. The music. Oh. Amazing. Vitaly, thank you. Just everything about it is so iconic. The footsteps. When I think of Resident Evil, I think of the footsteps. The door sounds, oh, amazing. How many times do you complete this? More times than I can remember, Geo Walker, let me tell you. Thank you for the share. That's appreciated. Gibble sandwich. So we are actually going to be coming in here. Keith, thank you very much. Really appreciate you dropping by. Appreciate your kind words. So with Jill, you can actually pick up the shotgun here. So shotgun is monstrously more powerful than the pistol, but you've obviously got a lot more limited ammo. Thank you for the share, Nicholas. That's appreciated. More times than I played Zero. Michelle, how's it going? Thank you very much. Yeah, this is the PC version, Rob. It looks fantastic. So again, this is another really cool sequence of the game when I think of Resident Evil. I think of the collapsing ceiling. Let's go, Francesco. Appreciate you dropping by.
Hey, what's going on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry, help me, please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close.
Only you
were
would notice
almost a
that,
Jill
Billy.
sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
Yeah.
But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris,
Han,
shall we?
thank you. How you doing?
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
I love Barry. Barry. Where on earth have you been? So now this room's completely inaccessible, but we do have the shotgun. Now, if you're playing as Chris, he Chris is a harder campaign. He's got less slots. He's got more health. He's got less slots. He doesn't get the bazooka, and he doesn't get all of these little helping hands that Barry gives you along the way. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in for the first time right now, or you're tuned in within the last 5 minutes, Andy here. Welcome to the Resident Evil Retrospective. Every Wednesday at this time, we're going to be playing every single Resident Evil game in chronological order, not from a lore point of view, from a release date point of view. So today we're going to be playing Resident Evil 1 Jill scenario. Next Wednesday, we're going to be playing Chris's, and then we're going to be moving on to the director's cut, so on and so forth. You're seconds away from the Jill sandwich, Elvis. Seconds away. Appreciate you all dropping by on this Wednesday night to watch one of the most iconic games in gaming history. Ooh, we can pick that up, can't we? So we are going to pick this up. We're going to pop these away. So this has all been completely remastered through the seamless HD port. Now, something that's interesting about the PC version is there's no ink ribbons for Jill's campaign. You can simply walk up to any typewriter and just save, as you can see. Now on Chris's, I believe that's changed. I think that's quite cool. It certainly is, Elvis. So we've got the chemical now. Now I'm going to save it every so often because I don't trust this. I don't trust the PC port, just in case it crashes or something like that. But the aim of the game of Resident Evil is not to kill everything you see, because quite simply you don't have enough ammo. But pick your shots. If you feel like this is, I mean, there's many doors in this hallway. Let me just take this fella down. It's going to be quite hard if you're playing it for the first time, but there's many doors in this hallway, so it's probably a fair and reasonable assumption that you're going to be accessing this hallway quite a lot because of the amount of doors that are there. So maybe in these hallways, let's call them maintenance hallways, take out the enemies. It allows that clear thoroughfare. You've not got to keep dodging past them, but absolutely do not kill everything in your path. You'll end up screwing yourself around, mate. Now, Resident Evil 1 does have an interesting pathway for the zombies. They start walking towards you, and then they always veer off. I don't know why this is. It's like a programming feature that they had. So as you can see, he always veers off to the left, and it allows you to run past. Look at these areas, dude. Seamless HD's project's done so well on this. They always veer off. Here you go. Wait. There you go. There's your gap. Now we should have a meeting from our boy.
Barry!
Jill, what's going on? Any clues?
No, but something's wrong with this house.
Whoa.
This hall is dangerous.
Maybe it's better to secure our escape route first. There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find it first, shall we?
Okay, let's separate again.
Just a moment. I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon. It's
really powerful.
Especially against living things.
Raytheus, how are you?
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
Thank you. I'll take this then.
So I actually don't know where he finds this ammunition. Like, where does he actually find that? Susanna, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you dropping by. So, it makes sense if we go and see the boy. So this is kind of the first Alpha team member, the first Bravo team member that you see. Well, actually, no, it'd be the second, because Kenneth you see with the zombie downstairs. You'll come out here onto the balcony, and you'll see him. Absolutely pecked to death, poor fella. Serge, how are you? Here a little early, thank you. I have this. And he is, seen better days, shall we say. He's been pecked to death by crows. And of course, we're going to get attacked by some crows. So we're going to get out of this room. Hey, Ricky's back. How are you? Again, this game is just so iconic. If this game doesn't exist, it doesn't spawn this billion-dollar franchise of movies, of games, of toys, of books, you know? Resident Evil is just coming to a mind of its own, really. It's amazing. Yeah, I've got the gun. It's the bazooka, Geowalker. Here it is. The crows were infected, yes. That's why they attack you. Birdman, how are you? The game that started it all. I'd like to extend a question to everybody in the chat, if I may. What is your favourite moment of Resident Evil 1? Since we're doing a retrospective stream right now, we're talking about our favourite memories, why they did certain things, how they did certain things, providing a bit of backstory, lore, that sort of thing. What is your favourite moments of Resident Evil that you'd like to discuss? So these guys actually only throw up, so quite easy to run past them. Itchy Tasty, oh, it's got to be. Obviously, Keeper's Diary, Biohazard Story, shout out Andrew Sorlo and the rest of the crew. We'll come back for that. Meeting the first zombie, yes, I agree. Interestingly enough, I think in the PS1 version it's called a bazooka, but in the PC version it's called a grenade gun. Always found that interesting. We're going to keep that on us, just in case we get into a pickle. But yes, oh, sorry. Chef Joe Plays had a question, and it was, what are the differences between the director's cut and the original? Right, so director's cut, quite broadly, I will discuss this when we do play director's cut in 2 weeks, but director's cut, very, very simply, it was an apology from Capcom to fans because they canned Resident Evil 1.5. So in the interim, they re-released Resident Evil 1 with a couple of new features as a way of apologising to fans for the layover in between the releases of the two ports, which is, I think, is really, really cool. And you don't really see companies do that anymore. Like, oh, we're taking ages releasing this, here's a re-release of the original with some extra features. I think that's really cool. So the extra features are as follows. Let me just check that. I think that's a share, is it? Thank you very much, John, for the share. Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, the additional features are as follows. So you get a couple of brand new costumes which look absolutely fantastic. You get arrange mode, which completely flips Resident Evil 1 on its head. To me, it's the best way of playing Resident Evil 1. And next week, in 2 weeks, we'll definitely be playing the arrange mode port of the game. It's absolutely fantastic. I love going back to it. Yeah, so you had those two. You had an easier mode called training mode, which is cool. So if you're like, you know, some people don't like playing hard games, and that's okay. You can play it on its training mode. And it had some different camera angles, and they are actually in this port of the game. I accidentally forgot to turn the director's cut camera angles off, so you get different, like, alternative. Hey, thank you for the stars, John. Appreciated. Always a pleasure, man. Never a chore. But yes, you get alternate camera angles, which is cool, and you get different music if you got the DualShock port of the game. So, even more confusing, I know, but think of it. You had the Resident Evil Director's Cut, and then you had Resident Evil Director's Cut DualShock version, because at the time, the DualShock, the DualShock had just been released, and they were re-updating games to support it. But the DualShock version had the additional music, and the new additional music, absolutely terrible. I prefer the original, 100%. And actually, that's a great segue, because Keith has just put in the chat, the remixed music in the kitchen's the funniest. And you can't be more accurate, my friend. Oh, we gotta go. So we are just about to get the armor key. We have to head this way. So So that is kind of a summarised version Chef Joe plays of all of the different features of Director's Cut versus the original. Now, the Director's Cut was only ever on the PlayStation. It didn't get a PC port. And ironically, Code Veronica never got a PC port. I always found that so interesting. Bearing in mind, the Sega Dreamcast is effectively like a Windows CE operating system, right? So why didn't they just port Code Veronica to PC? Very odd. The only way you can play it is literally through emulation or on the PS5. Or PS4, excuse me. An Xbox. Oh, the RE2 police. I can't wait to play RE2 as part of this. It's going to be amazing. Okay, right. So, we've got the armor key now. Now, the armor key just opens so many doors in the mansion, quite literally. And we get tons of ammunition, tons of weaponry. So we've got some shotgun ammo here. Lovely. And I would be remiss if I did not go in the Keeper's Room. Of course, the Keeper's Room being the setting for the Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story, which is a fan film produced by Biohazard Declassified and going to be airing on the Residents of Evil very soon. I know we've been extremely quiet about stuff that's happening with the Keeper's Diary, but it is coming, guys. Do not worry. It's just taking a little bit longer. Andrew produced a fantastic video like a couple of days ago over on the Keeper's Diary socials. We are aiming for mid-May to finally get it out there. We have such a small team working on it, and obviously everyone else has got loads of stuff going on in life. So here's the Keeper, though. Allegedly, it's never actually confirmed that this fella's the Keeper, but we guess. And here is the Keeper's Diary. Now, the Keeper's Diary that we're doing is kind of a amalgamation of both diary entries, because the Keeper's Diary in the original Resident Evil and the Keeper's Diary in the remake are actually two different diaries. They've both got different things in. So the Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story, is a combination of both of them. Oh, just so iconic. Absolutely iconic. This is another really cool feature of Resident Evil, is the notes, reading of the lore, finding out what happened to everyone in this mansion for them all to turn into the undead. It's really special. And it all ends with fever gone but itchy, hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy, itchy Scott came, ugly face so kill him. Tasty, for itchy, tasty. Does it ever say why there's so many people in the Spence mansion? It's because it's a mansion. It's because it's a, underground laboratory. Yeah, I did see that, Nathan. It looked pretty good. The Keeper's Diary going to be digital only or any physical copy released. To get around copyright and everything like that, obviously it is a fan film. It's not for profit. We are just going to be releasing it in full free of charge on the Residents of Evil. Oh! As you can tell, another cool little feature of Resident Evil. You can actually shoot the camera. That's kind of cool. The quotable lines are unforgettable. I feel like Code Veronica is probably going to be over multiple streams because it is such a long game. It's all good. Who else but Bob? We really want, we really want to make this like the most accessible film, Resident Evil film that has been, and the only way we're going to do that is by putting it on the biggest dedicated Resident Evil platform on the internet in full free of charge. That also gets us out of the whole copyright issues. Like we fully understand and expect that if we're going to make fan films based on existing intellectual properties, should we say, we can't seek to make a profit from them. Like we just, it's the trade-off. Like if you're going to do a fan film, you can't get paid for it. Now, if I was making my own original film, survival horror type film, then Absolutely, I could. But at the end of the day, the selling point is it is a Resident Evil fan film. If I made my own film that was like almost inspired by Resident Evil, but not like directly referencing Resident Evil, I could seek to make a profit, but it's harder to market because I'm making my own IP, which is extremely difficult. The laboratory with only one bathroom, exactly. Imagine the keeper dude waking up needing a shit or something, and he's like, "Has anyone got the armor key?" Oh man, I haven't got the armor key. I'm gonna shit myself. Right, let me put some stuff in the box. So another iconic feature about Resident Evil that all began in the first one is, of course, the item box. And I didn't go over in detail about it, but the item box. All the item boxes in the game are linked, which is kind of like completely lore, like destroying in your head. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit for that. That was patched in Resident Evil Remake. They had a mode called Real Survivor mode where the item boxes are no longer linked. I thought it was a cool feature. And that really is survival horror. I could really go for Jill's sandwich. Yeah, the Keeper's Diary, I think, might be my favourite moment. Basically, learning what's happened to the mansion, that this is science fiction rather than supernatural horror. Yeah, and that's why I've always loved Resident Evil over other survival horror games. It's because it's like, I'm not saying it's logical or realistic. Obviously, you got zombies running around. Totally get that. But it has that groundedness. It's not like, oh, it's supernatural or whatever, you know? Can't speak of for later in the series with Shadows Arose and stuff. Sorry, guys. Can't speak for like Shadows Arose and stuff, but I trust you get what I mean. There's no supernatural element. It's all like viral infections. Hey, Olivia Croft, how's it going? Great to have you in the chat. Welcome to the Resident Evil Retrospective. Yeah, the save room themes are good. Again, another feature which makes Resident Evil is the save room theme. Every save room theme makes you feel safe. Like, you can shut the door and it's like, I can breathe for a second. I can recollect. I can strategize. I can plan, etc., etc. So we're going to go and see Richie Boy now. He's just in this. Oh, we're going to run into this fella first, though. Caution. Let's get him. So Richard's another Bravo member.
Richard, what happened?
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons.
Ouch! You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous.
Poisonous? Richard, hold on.
There is serum. Oh no, I should have brought some with me.
Bath salts and that
No
dude
problem.
eating that lady's
I'll
face
go
in
and
Florida.
get it.
Coincidence. Exactly.
Thanks.
T-Virus is here, boy. I must admit, when I saw that there was a report about some guy eating a homeless man's face, I was like, oh no, it's here. Sorry, all of this talking is making me tired. Ouch. Yeah. A lot of people remember Resident Evil 1 for its interesting voice acting, and I like to explain it very simply. This game was made by Japanese developers. It was made in Japan with very little input from the US counterpart, right? Capcom USA. They didn't know it was going to be a big hit in the US and Europe, etc., etc. And if you really think about it, it's almost like they're making... It's not bad voice acting is what I'm trying to say. Resident Evil is deliberately bad because they are trying to explain, they're trying to convey messages to a non-English speaking audience. That's the way I think about the voice acting in Resident Evil 1. They're deliberately overpronouncing. They're going over the top. They're overemphasizing for that. Yeah, they're obviously not fantastic voice actors anyway, but they're overemphasizing because they only thought this title would be big in Japan. They didn't think it was going to be massive all across the world. That's my justification. I hope that makes sense. This is completely omitted in Resident Evil 2. Like that whole overemphasis thing. They played it straight down the middle. And actually, the voice acting in Resident Evil 2 is pretty good, you know? Ooh. That was close. Kevin, thank you for the roses. Appreciate you. Part of a B-movie feel. Exactly. Wonder why they chose an American setting with it being initially for an Asian audience. Probably because of the B-movie. I don't have a definitive answer for that, but my rationale... Oh, shit. Sorry, we're okay. My rationale would probably be that, you know, Americans, horror story, that sort of thing. They didn't want to make it like The Ring or Sweet Home or something like that, where it's already an established Japanese IP. Let's go, Craig. Love that. Right, let's go give some... Did we pick it up? Yeah, we did. Cool. Let's go give some serum to our Richie boy. Now, I think you can actually leave him to die, even though he
Here's the
dies
serum.
anyway.
Richard, hold on. I'll give you a shot now.
Jill, here's my radio. You should keep it. I'm...
No, Richard.
No! Richard!
Jill, be careful.
Rigby coming in at the right time. Was Death Rose's mean bud, or is it just a personal goal? It's just a counter for gifts that are, you know, optional gifts that are left on TikTok. I appreciate you you dropping some. Thank you. No, Richard. Okay, right. So we still have the armor key. Gia Walker, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We've still got quite a few rooms to open, so... There is one under here. Jay with the follow as well, thank you. Got some bits in here to pick up. Now, this is a cool room, and I'll show you why. Oh, I thought he spawned the other side. That was close. Ouch! I love Richard. Also, it says the snake is poisonous. Well, snakes aren't poisonous. They're venomous. But again, that's the localization. Rachel, thank you for the follow. Wow, we had 3 follows within like 2 minutes then. There's another cool room. So this is actually where you get the bonus key. So once you finish the game and you start it again, you get the additional costumes. They are in this room. Thank you for the share. Appreciate that. I'm just going to pick these herbs up. Now, one thing I always hear is that Resident Evil is dated because of the tank controls. And I'd like to say yes, but I suppose I'm kind of used to tank controls. I can play this game with my eyes closed. But a lot of people genuinely don't like tank controls. I suppose the best way I would explain playing tank controls, or the better way of playing tank controls, is not using an analog stick. I can't use an analog stick and use tank controls. Like, get yourself on the D-pad. It's just so much easier to use. lockpick here. But even small stuff, right, guys? So here's a perfect example. This is why I love the 90s. I'm going to pause the game right now. That's why I love the 90s, right? So I've got the, as you can see, I've got Resident Evil here. I've not actually sorted the labels out here. But small stuff. So you get your box. This is what's missing from modern game. You get the box. Man, that's a cool looking. Imagine picking this up off the shelf. No knowledge of it. This is why the internet spoiled games. You could go into Blockbuster or a game shop, pick this up off the shelf, go, wow, that looks really scary. That looks kind of horrifying. There's a weird image at the back. Kind of terrifying to look at. Resident Evil. I wonder what that is. And then on the back, you're dead scared. Face your fear. A series of gory attacks surrounding a remote biotech lab brings in stars. I like how they spoil biotech lab straight away. Interesting. To investigate. On arrival, Bravo team communications are cut off. Now it's up to your team. You have arrived at the isolated mansion, underpowered and on the run. Arm yourself with anything you can find. Knives, pistols, shotguns, flamethrowers. Search for hidden rounds to stay alive. There are puzzles to solve, traps to disarm. I would say it was traps to disarm. But there are puzzles to solve, traps to disarm, and mysteries to uncover to avoid a bloodbath with freaks of nature that populate the mansion. Each lurking horror you survive will bring you closer to the source of the Resident Evil. Brother, it literally says on the back, the source of the Resident Evil. Amazing. And you've got a couple of screenshots on the back which look genuinely terrifying. But most importantly, like this is where it's at. You had the booklet, dude. You could like read through it and be like, it's got a little fact file on the Stars team, on Raccoon Forest. It's got the Bravo team members, which is kind of cool. Love that. So you got like Richard does communications, Rebecca medical, Enrico pilot. Excuse me, Edward pilot, Enrico mission leader. Forrest, vehicle specialist. Kenneth, field scout. Starting a mission. Status screen, item box. Man, this is fantastic. Just this is what it was all about. Weapons. Has it got every single... Oh, no. So it's only got the... Oddly enough. Oh, standard equipment. There are so many other weapons to acquire through the search. Some weapons are more difficult to handle, so try them before taking them into combat, but don't waste too many rounds. When you want to try them on the enemies, but 9mm handgun, shotgun, and that's literally all it says. So keeps it very vague there. And it's got character bios for each enemy, for each character, which is also character bios for each character. Terrible English. You get what I'm saying. It's got like a little backstory. This is what it was all about. Kind of, I mean, how big is this pamphlet? It's like, what, 20 pages or something? And that's just enough, you know? That's enough for you to kind of take a bite on. Now you just get a game. Look, here's a comparison, right? This is maybe the best comparison. Right, so I've just explained to you in quite a lot of detail everything that was on the Resident Evil box. The box art, the blurb on the back, the manual, which had loads of lore about the game and like tips, tricks, blah, blah, blah. Here's Resident Evil 3 for the PlayStation 4. Let's look on the back. Are you ready? Resident Evil 3. Jill Valentine is one of the last people in Raccoon City to witness the atrocities Umbrella performed. To stop her, Umbrella unleashes their ultimate weapon, Nemesis. That's it. Oh, also includes Resident Evil Resistance. That's it. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Like one sentence on the back. And then inside. Obviously, I haven't got the disc in it because it's in the PS5. But yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it really tells me a lot about the game. Man, bygone era. Bygone era. Let's go back to Blockbuster, boys. And even, actually, on top of that, sorry, just before I move on here, let's just quickly crack this open again. So at the back of the Resident Evil menu, strategy notes. You could literally write puzzles or, you know, things you might find interesting. Oh yeah, I was reading this note and it's giving me a code. Let me write that down. Amazing. There's just so much more effort put into it, you know? Hey, Seth, how are you? Oh, thank you, William. Appreciate that. I love the fact that they have used Resident Evil in the text for Biohazard. What do you mean? Yeah, so do I, Kevin. So do I. Dean, how are you? Moonlight Sonata, amazing, of course. I mean, I don't want to like diagnose what's wrong with the game industry right now. I mean, it's kind of multifaceted, but it doesn't help that production budgets are now completely bloated because, I mean, one of the obvious things is inflation has pushed everything through the roof. Wages are now through the roof. I mean, you wouldn't be able to make a game, unless it's like an indie game, you wouldn't be able to make a game with like 2 people now. It's got to have like endless amounts of quality assurance, etc, etc. 1000 Year Door, how are you? Amazing this. My comfort game, Resident Evil 1. Love the director's cut. Well, you're in the right place, 1000 Year Door. Aaron, how are you? I missed the PS3 era where you just pop the disc in and it's instantly installed. I remember errors, Aaron, where you just put the disc in and you didn't need it to install. You just fucking put the disc in and it was ready to go. Don't wait for anything else. There is nothing more depressing in modern games, especially as like me, you know, I'm a dad, I've got a full-time job really outside of streaming. I don't play a lot of games. So as someone who has those, let's say, constraints, it's really frustrating. I just want to get into a game and it's like, oh no, I've got to install it. Oh no, it's got to install update 1.05, which is 20 gigabytes. Are you joking? Like, I just want to jump into the game, bro. Oh, I see what you mean. Right, I am going to quickly save it because we are going to be going up against the snake and that always ties me in a knot. Yeah, not to mention a lot of games are buggy. Again, man, Billy, you nailed it on the head. Like, these games, when Resident Evil 1 was released, it was one shot. They got one shot to get the game right and get all the bugs out of the game. Now it's almost like they just use all of their time up until the release, and even beyond that, to continue to develop the game to get all of the bugs out, which is totally wrong, dude. Totally wrong. So poor Richard's dead. F in the chat for Richard. So this is like the real first boss battle of the game, although not really. Abby's in the chat. Thank you. Now, Resident Evil is a global game, so I want to know where everyone's watching my stream from today. So if you can comment your city and your country, that would be appreciated, regardless of what platform you're watching it on. Yeah, agreed, Aaron. I just don't have the time. I simply do not have the time to... Let's go, Drapius. Silent Gamer, how are you? Woolsey, thank you. Hey, 2 lights in the stream. I wonder what's next for Resident Evil. That is the question, isn't it? The $1 million question. King of all badasses is from Norway. Let's go. Oh, I did get bitten there, which is unfortunate, but it's not too bad when you're playing as Jill, because you do get sorted out. If you're playing as Chris, you got to work out for yourself. Let's go, Johnny. Thank you. Morecambe. Let's go, Chef. Bethany, how are you? Derbyshire. Sorry to hear that. Is that big up Ches Vegas? Am I poisoned? Give me the serum. Melbourne, let's go, Michelle. Oh, this song makes you feel safe. I think it's Barry, Peter. Papa life's going well, Tulai. The days are long, but the years will no doubt be short. Absolutely blessed. Arizona, let's go.
Barry?
I don't know why the game doesn't just let you take more serum. Like, surely, after Richard dies, like, the game would think, oh, it's probably a good idea if the player is also allowed to take more serum. Okay, we're back. Is Arsenal going to win the league? I mean, as a lifelong Arsenal fan, I want to say yes, but the cynic in me says it will probably bottle it on the last 2 games. It does fly by. Whoa! How do I get the HD version of the game? Right, so a couple of things. I'll try and give you the shorthand version. So you need the Japanese PC version, or specifically the Media Kite version of Resident Evil 1. Very easy to find online. Do not worry about piracy. I mean, obviously I don't want to advise you or give you any legal advice or anything, but the way I consider games like this, I can't buy a brand new copy of Resident Evil 1 1996. Like, I can't go on Steam and get it. So, I class this as abandonware. If it's abandonware... Oh, shit. If it's abandonware and I can't get it, I should be able to download it. It's very easy to find and support the game. Just download that, install it. Now, you'll notice that it doesn't immediately work, because it was designed for like Windows 98 or whatever. So what you want to do, that's covered. So what you want to do is download Classic Rebirth, which is just a very simple tool invented by Gemini to allow you to play Resident Evil 1 on modern platforms. Thereafter, go on Resident Evil 1 Seamless HD project and download the latest patch. Very simple, drag and drop into the files. You'll get Xbox controller support from the Classic Rebirth patch, and you'll get these high resolution textures. What's everyone's favourite virus? It's got to be the T-virus. The T-virus is just... The Tyrant virus is iconic. I actually haven't used my pistol at all, really. Seen something on YouTube called Wesker's Report, which I found interesting. Yeah, Wesker's Report's really good. It was narrated by the original voice actors for Albert Wesker, which is cool. Invincible, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Biohazard Declassified. We are currently doing a new series. This is kind of the maiden episode, if you will, the pilot episode of Resident Evil Retrospective, where we're going through every single Resident Evil from 1996 onwards, and we're just, having a discussion about it, what we liked about it, what we hated about it, memories, nostalgia, etc, etc. So you couldn't have joined at a better time. Remember, guys, every single Wednesday we're going to be doing Resident Evil Retrospective. So today is Jill, next week is going to be Chris, and then the week after we're going in with the director's cut. How are you getting on with Tomb Raider Remastered? I've made it to Tomb Raider 2 so far, so I need to do a little bit more work on Unfinished Business, and then I'll be moving on to Tomb Raider 2. Yeah, agreed, Silent Gamer. Agreed, who else but Bob? Hey, how's it going, Mark? Ooh, what the hell? Somebody wrote this with blood. I can't breathe. Save me from this pain. Oof. I think that was only in a certain version of Resident Evil. When you get games like RE2, are you going to do both scenarios for each character? Yes, I will, yeah. So I'll be doing Leon A, Claire B, Claire A, Leon B. So you get the full Resident Evil 2 experience. And not being funny, Resident Evil 2 is my all-time favourite game, so... You'll never not let me play that, let me tell you. Yes, as we know, Sundays are for Lara Croft, Tyrone. All day, every day. All week, every week, excuse me. Okay. This is the PC version. Yeah, wasn't it like in an early beta of Resident Evil? And they just like cut it out. I didn't know about Resident Evil until RE2. Not an uncommon thing. A lot of people did play RE2 first. And then they went back and played the original. Hey, Geordie, how are you? I hope Silent Hill 2 remake is coming out this year. I mean, I'm trying not to be hyped for it, like to avoid disappointment. So I am just keeping quiet until it does come out. It's got to come out at some point. Yeah, the crows in this game are amazing. The soundtrack is fantastic. Like, for everything bad, this is what I mean. For everything bad that we hear about the voice acting, the soundtrack is just on another level. Just like, how can they be in certain people's opinion, how can it have such terrible voice acting but such like god tier soundtrack music? Yeah, that's right, Chef Joe plays. Ooh, these guys have disappeared, so I'm not too fast. What's the difference between the OG? Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm a bit out of range. Oh, nice. So, broadly, the shorthand version, Who Else But Bob, is they released a director's cut 18 months after Resident Evil 1 as an apology because they couldn't get Resident Evil 2 out quick enough because they scrapped it and rebuilt from nothing. So the director's cut has bonus costumes. It has another game mode called Arrange Mode, which flips Resident Evil on its head. It's a generally harder game, and I would argue the best way of playing Resident Evil 1. As I said, bonus costumes, different camera angles, different music if you're playing the DualShock version of the director's cut. Yeah, it's just a custom version of the game. I would recommend playing the original director's cut, so you get Arrange Mode with the custom camera angles and the bonus costumes, but get the original version and not the DualShock version because then you don't have the horrible music. Hey, Hijabi Game Queen. Hope you're doing well. Oh shit, I thought I could dodge them, but I guess not. I must have... I took the Rocky approach and blocked it with my face. Fun game, worst remake. Ooh. That's certainly a take. I'm not sure I agree with it, but I appreciate you giving us some advice or giving us an opinion on it. Hey Tom, how are you doing, my friend? Long time no speak. Hope you're keeping well. You need to come to the next Insomnia, bud. We had a amazing. We went last time and we all did the zombie infection. We had a couple of Biohazard followers. Tyrone was there. It was fantastic. Cowabunga, how's it going? Arrange mode director's cut is super hard with the hunters in the basement area. Yeah, I think they can literally decapitate you on caution, which doesn't... Or like yellow fine, so they are brutal. Dude, I have blocked these dudes with my face at every opportunity. And again, yes. How old were you, Andy, when you first played Resident Evil? So the first time I ever played Resident Evil... Sorry, let me just get into the guardhouse. And the first time I ever played Resident Evil, I was like 5 or 6 years old. I used to watch my parents play a lot of Resident Evil. Particular regards to Resident Evil 2. That's the earliest memories I have. Yeah, fuck it, Nathan. More than welcome. I mean, that's really the big UK convention that all Resident Evil creators in the UK go to. I was miles off from that. Jesus. Maybe it'll correct itself. Raw Lou, how are you going? Loving TikTok showing me more Resident Evil streamers. Is this Jill A? Yes, this is Jill's scenario, yes. You've joined at a perfect time, Raw Luke, because we have started our Resident Evil Retrospective series. We are going back to where it all began, 1996. And we're going to be playing every single Resident Evil all the way through. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. And again, if you're not familiar with who I am, my name's Andy. This is Biohazard Declassified. I'm a dedicated Resident Evil content creator. I've been creating Resident Evil content for 5 or 6 years now. Originally, it was over on Facebook Gaming, but we've started to expand our horizons into TikTok, into Twitch. And yeah, we're slowly and steadily building these nice enclave communities of Resident Evil fans. So if you're enjoying the stream so far, make sure you drop a follow. Make sure you visit our other social platforms. And ultimately get involved. If you follow me on general socials, I do a lot of Resident Evil, just general discussion posts, and they generate so much interaction and feedback. It's glorious. Still getting over commentary's narrow loss at Wembley at the weekend. We'll definitely make some time for the one later in the year. Yeah, it's in September. Hey, Mark coming in with the 2,000 smackaroos over on Twitch. Thank you very much, Mark. Glad to hear you enjoying the stream. Always appreciate you jumping in the chat. Thank you very much. Nothing yet, Geordie. Although Andrew did post a 4 or 5 minute video on the Keeper's Diary socials. I recommend checking that out. I thank you, Raw Lou, for the follow. That's really appreciated. Yes, we will be updating people. I'm starting to... I'm going to get a couple of samples of the posters sent to Andrew, because I want to make sure, obviously, I don't want to place a batch order of 300 posters, send them out to everyone. It's oh, terrible quality, you know? So I'm just waiting for the samples to get through to Andrew to ultimately give the sign off, and then we can just start smashing them all out. Hey, Matt, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Sven Co-op. Never played... That's Half-Life, isn't it? Never played that. Never played Sven Co-op. Twitch is booming today, though, Andy. Yeah, Twitch... Dude, we're living the dream. We're absolutely living the dream. I'm blessed to be connected with so many Resident Evil fans. Ultimately, I love Resident Evil. When I was growing up, I'm kind of a younger Resident Evil fan, because I didn't play the game in 1996 because I was 9 months old. I was born in 1995. What's what I'm looking for? So I played it when I was 5, 6, and even when I went to what was it? Even when I went to school, Like, my favourite game was Resident Evil, but everybody else's favourite game was like FIFA, Call of Duty, etc, etc. So I had nobody really that I could talk to about Resident Evil, and that's why I created Biohazard Declassified, is because now I'm finally in a place where I can talk about Resident Evil as much as I can, and I have these amazing, all walks of life, all ages, all genders, all orientations, all races, all share the same love for Resident Evil as me, and that's really the special thing about Resident Evil in my opinion. But Happy Chappy coming in, Happy Chappy coming in with the 2100 bits. We've got to be on a hype train. Has the hype train left the station over on Twitch? We've got to be close. We have. We're on a. It looks like we're on a level 3 hype train. Let's fucking go. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for getting us to that. Very, very appreciated. I do want to check if we've got any resales, because it doesn't always come through on this side. So give me a second, guys, while I quickly sort this out. Thank you for all the follows over on TikTok. Very much appreciated. Lady Nutmeg, Mickey Sophia, thank you. Craig83 did resub. Oh, he subscribed for 6 months at tier 1. Holy shit. Thank you very much, Craig. Love you long time. You know I do. Thank you very much. Amazing stuff, guys. Amazing stuff. I am just going to quickly minimize these windows. And then we'll just get this game back on the road. There we go. I watched my uncle play it and had to wait 5 years so I could play it. Yeah, I feel you. Everybody loves Star Wars. I love Resident Evil. Sailor, totally get it. Sphinx Lee, here from Resident Evil people, love watching Resident Evil streams. You're in the right place, Sphinx Lee. Really are. Resident Evil is the best game franchise of all time. Do you agree? Biohazard Declassified. I mean, as a dedicated Resident Evil content creator, I would be inclined to agree with you, sir. Right, we are actually going to swap over to our shotgun here. I don't think we use that shotgun that much. It's, I think we've got quite a few shells, have we not? Anyone read the Resi books? I've actually got the... You might be able to see it on... You're watching on TikTok. So you'll see, actually, just right there, I've got all the... The only SD Perry novel I don't have is Resident Evil 0. But yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, I've got it in widescreen, and you can just see them there. My granddad had the first PlayStation in the family. He was bragging about the game over a cookout. Asked my dad if I could go to their house. Boy, I was scared, but I've been infatuated since. Very much the same. 97 baby here, and grew up with Resident Evil and been Resident Evil mad. Cannot get enough of it. Well, Mickey Sophia, let me tell you, I cannot get my words out. I'm so excited to talk to you about it. You're in the right place. This is your new home of Resident Evil. As I said, Biohazard Declassified. I've been doing this many, many years, talking all things Resident Evil, and finally we're starting to kind of hit that next level for community and talking about our favourite game series, Resident Evil. Love it. The dogs were terrifying. Oh, the music's so good, dude. And again, if you're just tuning in, guys, and you're not familiar with Biohazard Declassified, I recently, along with other content creators, we crowdfunded the very first, at this scale, Resident Evil fan film called The Keeper's Diary. So if you know what The Keeper's Diary is, very iconic document from the original Resident Evil. We adapted it into a 15-minute short film. We are going to be sharing it. I mean, we have got to be weeks away from sharing the final film. Cannot wait to get that out there. It's really the first time it's been attempted, a real, truly authentic adaptation of Resident Evil by fans, for fans. Yeah, feel free to follow me on others. My main platforms are X, Facebook Gaming, in terms of like general posting, X, Facebook Gaming, Instagram, and obviously I'll stream on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, etc. The Hunter is special. Let me tell you, Alexis, the Hunter is special. I've been seeing some of the footage that our CGI artist has sent over, and oh my word, jaw-dropping, terrifying. Oh, love it. How do you do, fellow Chad gamers? Great to have you in the chat as always, Kitch. You're always welcome. Didn't see my notification. Didn't say you was live. Did I not put it in the? Did I not put it in the WhatsApp group? My apologies. I really landed in a Resi community. Thank you for my algorithm. Yes, 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 absolutely. So I started off on Facebook Gaming. We're sitting at 185,000 followers over on Facebook Gaming. And I finally, after like 3 or 4 years, I've dedicated all my efforts into one platform. In like 2022, finally started to go, do you know what? Let's start expanding. Let's start expanding our scope. And ever since then, that's what we've been doing. And we've met some real cool people along the way. Justin, how are you? Welcome to the Resident Evil Retrospective. We're talking all things Resident Evil 1. We're going to be doing this for the next month because next week we're going to be playing Chris's campaign. The week after we're going to be moving on to Director's Cut. It's going to be amazing. It's all good, Emma. It's all good. We're going to pick that up. So we've got the red book. Aiden fucking Watkins. What a Chad. The boy himself. I trust you're doing well. I hope you and the family are keeping well. Always a pleasure you tuning in. Okay. So let's... And again, for the benefit of everybody that's tuned in, like within the last 10 minutes, the main question of the stream, what do you remember most about Resident Evil 1? Like, if I said to you, if I come up to you and I said, tell me one thing you love about Resident Evil 1, let me know in the chat. Like, for me, it's got to be the iconic eye. So let me open up the, I've got the PS1 version here. The eye. The Resident Evil eye is maybe the most known iconography about Resident Evil. The eye it's in Resident Evil 1, it's in Resident Evil 2. It's just, when I think of Resident Evil, I think of the eye. Holy shit, that's a big ass comment from Who Else But Bob. I might actually have to extend this out just a tad because it's a big ass comment. If you came up to me and asked that, I'd ask why you stood in my bedroom. Hello. I'll pop out your closet and I say it. What do you think about Resident Evil 1? I would run. Okay, right, so I've got the red book. I don't really need the red book. Well, I suppose we don't really need it right now. The spiders, the spoders. So one of the rooms that we've made up in the Keeper's Diary, we've recreated in the Keeper's Diary, come to us by absolute luck, and it was actually based on this room. The room we've used, guys, just, oh my god, I can't explain to you. You just get guardhouse feels, let me tell you. It's special. We basically had a barn in the middle of extremely rural Michigan, and an absolute Chad by the name of Nate basically gave us free use of this barn, and it looks exactly like the guardhouse. So the whole poker scene, you know, played poker with Scott and Elias from Research. That whole scene's in it, dude, and it looks fantastic. Dude, which RE1 is your favourite? Oh, what the hell? I thought I did this, but I guess not. Which Resident Evil 1 is your favourite? Oh, that's tough. That's tough, Lee, because they all have so much to offer. Like Resident Evil 1, the first Resident Evil has so much to offer. The director's cut completely flips everything on its head. Everything you know about Resident Evil flipped on its head in arrange mode. Then you play the remake and it's like, it's the same, but it's 70% different. And truly, I truly believe Resident Evil Remake is the best of, like, when you look up the term remake in the dictionary, it should literally say, see Resident Evil, because that is just the ultimate definition of how a remake should be performed. It's the same, but different. and it's a really hard thing to like try and articulate for you. It's the same vibes. It's exactly what you want in a remake, but it's like 70% different. It adds to the existing lore. It adds to it without taking the liberty. Than something like this, something like Resident Evil 3, where it's like it's a remake, but it doesn't hold a candle to the original, in my opinion. I trust that I'm probably preaching to the choir here, and it's not even Sunday. Hey, Cryonix Lee, how's it going? Thank you. I'm just catching up with comments here. Sorry, guys. The DS version, yes, 1,000 Year Door. The REDS is very special. I don't think it's the definitive version, but I think it's definitely a version worth owning. Bro, these locations, love it. Resident Evil. Oh, yes. Ward Sexton. Ward Sexton is the title voice card for Resident Evil, if you didn't know. So he did like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. He didn't do all of them. Like, I think the GameCube releases, they got Paul Mercier to do it, who was the Leon S. Kennedy voice actor for the original RE4. But he pretty much did. He's been the title. He's actually been, up to today, the like longest tenured Resident Evil voice actor, because he did Resident Evil Death Island, if you can believe it. They used the same voice actor from 1996 to do Resident Evil Death Island. That is unbelievable that they've carried him on. And I tell you what, we've used him for the Keeper's Diary. Andrew Sorlow found him. Yes. Ward Sexton, the original title called voice actor for Resident Evil 1, is in the Keeper's Diary. So broadly, that's a great question, Craig. We always see this, and we're actually going to bring it up on screen because I always see it. I thought it was a remaster, not a remake. Right, so very simple. The way I try and describe the differences between a remaster and a remake. So a remaster is what's just happened with Tomb Raider. So it's effectively the same game, but they've just put a new lick of paint on it. It's like, and I mean from a game design point of view, from a storytelling point of view, it's intrinsically the same game. So anything that's got remastered attached to it. So name something else that got remastered recently. I can't fucking think of anything off the top of my head. Like when they put the PS3 versions of Resident Evil 5 on PS4, that's a remaster. It's the same game. They're just upping the resolution basically, and maybe putting a couple more effects in. Last of Us, even though Last of Us called itself a remake, which it's not really. Metal Gear Solid has never had a. Metal Gear Solid did have a remake. The Twin Snakes. That was a remake, not a remaster. But yeah, remaster is just a lick of paint. A remake is a full from the ground up. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, Raw Lou says Silent Hill 2 and 3 come out on PlayStation 3, right? So they are remasters. They are just the same game, but brought out... Oh yeah, excuse me, Last of Us was brought out for PS4. PS3 to PS4 had a bunch of remasters. From the ground up remake is something like Resident Evil 2002, where it was so different. Like, everything was built from the ground up. Like, Dead Space remake, built from the ground up. That's probably a really terrible example because that is quite a close remake. What else? Obviously, Silent Hill 2 remake is built from the ground up. It's intrinsically a different game, completely different game. So it's even more confusing because Resident Evil remake in 2002, sorry, got remastered for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So effectively, you had the Resident Evil remake remastered for PlayStation 4. Billy Mason, how's it going? Dude, I thought I read Billy Madison then. I was about to hit you with the double hee-hoo. Stop looking at me, Swan. Nudie Magazine Day. Nudie Magazine Day. Yeah, MGS Collection was the MGS Remastered Collection. Exactly, because it's intrinsically the same game. However, like Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes is a remake because it's different. It's completely different from the original Metal Gear Solid. My phone is on fire. Gonna turn it off and let it cool down. No worries, Serge. Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Long. Very, very, very long. How was your day? My name is always said wrong. Hey, hey, Barry's OG voice actor is still around. I know, obviously, Greg Smith, the live action actor, is about very active on socials. I didn't realise Barry. Is it Barry Barry Hurdle? I think his name is. He's the voice actor for Barry. I don't know how active he is. He was in like a bunch of games. I've been playing RE1 PS4 remake. It's a great version, man. Barry George, that's it. Thank you. I thought it was like Barry Gurdy or something. Went out for the day, enjoyed the sun. Was it hot today? Wait, where are you from again? Was it that hot you can enjoy the sun today? Southwest. Oh, sorry. Big fat sorry to hear that. We're part of the Southeast Supremacy crew. I'm joking. Bought a GameCube back in the day purely so I could play RE Remake. Actually, yeah, my mum and dad bought me... I think I've taken too much stuff on me. Shit. Didn't want to do that. I can always burn the herb, to be fair. Yeah, so my parents actually did the same. I wanted to play Resident Evil 0 and the remake, and at the time Resident Evil 4 was exclusive. Was exclusive to the GameCube at that point. Oh shit, I didn't mean to skip that cutscene. Sorry guys. At least I had sun today. Yeah, that's great stuff. Yes, we've got every single Resident Evil chef. Every single one. Code Veronica, Dead Aim, Gaiden, fucking Survivor 2. We're gonna absolutely kill it all. You got enough space. Good. I would normally do V-Jolt, but I can't be asked. I only really do V-Jolt as Chris anyway. Yeah, that's right, Kitch. I shared the clip on Biohazard, and dude, that post went fucking viral, dude. Actually, I posted one yesterday. And it was Charlie Kraslavsky doing the iconic box art pose, and I'm not even joking. I checked yesterday, and it was at like some crazy figure. Like that really like whipped round Facebook. Let me tell you. Is Resident Evil? That's a great question from Kevin Ferguson over on the Clock app. Is Resident Evil on the Sega Saturn different? And does anyone know? Right, yes. So I will give you the ins and outs of the Sega Saturn version. So graphically, it looks very, very different because the Sega Saturn. You don't need to hear this from me, but the Sega Saturn is a 2D powerhouse. 3D, it always has struggled. I might get the grenade launcher. So in terms of the differences, the graphics are very, very different. It's effectively the same game, like in terms of content. There's a couple of additional features that are exclusive to the Saturn. So you had different costumes from the PlayStation port at that time, which were really, really cool, by the way. They looked really, really good. You also had a battle mode, So you complete the game, you get an additional option in the game called battle mode. You just go through stages, killing enemies. It's really, really cool. Love it. There's also a zombie Wesker in that battle mode. And I think on Chris Redfield's campaign, there's actually 2 tyrants at the end. Not 2 tyrants as in there's one in the lab and then there's one on the helipad. As in there's 2 in the lab, which is completely throws me off every time I see it. So they're kind of that's the shorthand version. I'm sure a couple of the others might populate it in the chat if I missed any, but that's the general consensus. So I just want to make sure. You can now play battle mode on PC. Yes, of course. Thank you to our Lord and Saviour Aidan Watkins. Hey, Kevin, thank you very much for the roses. Thank you. Right, so I do want to quickly go back and get the grenade gun, the bazooka. Oh, shit. Hey, Joshy boy, how's it going? Great to have you in chat, brother. I have in my loft a limited edition RE4 GameCube. That's the grey one, isn't it? Is that the grey one? I think it is. I've still got the armor key on me for some reason. I don't know why. I've got any more? I've got explosive rounds actually. Do you think they should have... This is a great question from Johnny Walton over on the Clock app. Do you think they should have done Nemesis before Resident Evil 2? Always confused me, or is it me just being stupid? It's not you being stupid. So, as I understand it, people may correct me in the chat, but the intention for Resident Evil 3 was always going to be Code Veronica, I think. Because, I mean, Code Veronica is a more definitive game for a start. It's fucking like 10 times longer than Resident Evil 3. So they wanted that story with Claire and Chris meeting up. Now, at that time, Capcom signed an exclusivity agreement with Sega to produce Code Veronica for the Dreamcast. However, Sony still they'd signed a deal with Capcom to produce 3 numbered Resident Evil titles on the PlayStation. The PlayStation just had a crazy, like, if you think in that period of time, the PlayStation just had such a crazy amount of, like, sequels on it. And I was only thinking about this the other day, like, every single game that, outside of Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill, I swear every single successful PS1 game had a sequel also on PS1. Look at Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider had like 5 games on the PS1. Like, Jesus Christ, they was absolutely squeezing developers out of sequels. And, you know, Resident Evil was no different. They had four PS1 games on the PlayStation. 4 Resident Evil games on the PlayStation, excuse me. Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Survivor. Oh shit, I've got some. We're okay. So we're going to take that comment off, 2 seconds. So yeah, that was a big reason why Resident Evil 3 exists, and I think they wanted to go back to Raccoon City anyway to kind of depict the end of it. So Resident Evil 3 is set after Resident Evil 2, but it's a little bit set before as well. I'm imagining that's to get around some plot things with Resident Evil 2. But there are things that don't make sense, like there's no lickers in Resident Evil 3, there's no Drain Demos or Brain Suckers, whatever they're called, in Resident Evil 2, so it kind of doesn't make any sense. There's no hunters in Resident Evil 2. The Clock app is The clock app is that app that starts with a T and ends with that's a double T, and it's very rapid. I can't say the name because it kills algorithms on all my platforms. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Was Code Veronica on Dreamcast only? Yes. So Code Veronica was on Dreamcast only. They then produced what they called Code Veronica Complete in Japan, which is effectively it's just Code Veronica X, and then they made Code Veronica X for the PlayStation. So the main differences for Code Veronica X is Steve's hair's a little bit different because he looked a bit too much like Leon originally, and cutscenes with Wesker. Here we go, gang. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh, I forgot about this cutscene. Live streaming on X Hamster. Quite brave of you. Well, I do need to capture all the audiences, my friend. Even the spicy ones. Yeah, Survivor's interesting. Yeah, that's right, Mark. It's effectively the same game. Big Chad Barry.
You saved me.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was close. Thanks, Barry.
Barry?
Don't mention it. What a monster.
All day, every day, William.
I can't believe... What the hell is this place anyway?
Here's the boy.
Wesker.
Best time for this? I don't really play
Jill.
Resident Evil 1 for speed.
So you're safe.
As long as I get it done in under 3 hours to get the
That's
Magnum,
what
I'm
I was
happy.
going to say. Where on earth have you been? You
Where on
disappeared
earth
from
have
the
you
hall
been?
all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. Perhaps you guys have met them? It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
Is that right? Anyway, it's good to see you're safe.
Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
Yes, you're right.
Now, there are a lot of rooms in that mansion that we can't get into because they're locked up. I have been looking around for clues.
Okay, I'll go to the other house and see if I can find any clues.
Will you do that? I'm counting on you.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Aaron's just made a good point over on Twitch. Why is he not blonde during gameplay? Like, he's blonde in the cutscenes, but he's completely not blonde in the PC version and the PSX version. Now, I believe this was fixed in the DS version, because the DS version does use different models. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Oh, I hate these things. Like, why are there snakes that are in trees anyway? It's kind of weird. That's literally the only area they're in as well, I think. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Thank you very much, Demo Morg. Let's pull it up on the screen. Raiding us with 33 viewers. Thank you very much, good sir. Always appreciated you dropping in with your community. Thank you, everybody. Andy here, Biohazard Declassified. Welcome to today's stream. We are doing a retrospective of the original Resident Evil. We're going to be going through the series all the way from 1996 onwards. We're having a lot of fun, let me tell you. Every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. And we've just got up to the hunter section, so we're just reminiscing in the chat. Get involved. Let us know what your favourite memory is of the original Resident Evil 1. And again, thank you very much, Demo Morg, for the cheeky raid there. It's certainly appreciated. Oh, let's go. Thank you. What was you streaming, my friend? Only this hunter can open doors. Yes, yeah, that's true. Hunters never open doors again. I need to come back to this area. Give me a moment. You doing Chris's run after this? No, Dan will be doing Chris's run next Wednesday. And then thereafter will be... Well, I think there's a hunter in here. Maybe I'm thinking of the remake. Was doing some RE2 Biohazard. I actually really need to jump on the hype of Biohazard. I just completely missed the boat on it. So at some point, I'm sure I'll pick it up. I've heard really good things about it. I trust you had a really good stream anyway. Gotta be the Keeper's Diary is my favourite moment. What? The Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story produced by Biohazard Declassified, coming out in the next couple of months. I agree. Okay, right, so I'm actually going to try and use all of these. I'm going to drop a cheeky save as well. Find it so hard just past the mansion bit. Are you talking about the remake? Yeah, the remake's really difficult. I would say with the remake, just take it as slow as you can. Do not attempt to kill everything, because like the pistol is so weak in the remake. It's crazy. Like I really hate playing the remake unless I've got like the samurai edge, because that's just such a great weapon. Let me pop this away. I'm just going to rock out with my cock out here with the grenade gun and see how we get on. What's your favourite Resident Evil movie? We'll put that in the chat as well. I'm going to pin Mark's comment here, so feel free, everybody in all the chats that we're streaming to today across all platforms. What is your favourite Resident Evil movie? And I appreciate we're working with what we have here. To answer your question, Mark, it would have to be the first one. First one was such a cool concept. It was kind of their vision was to create a universe inside of Resident Evil. I truly believe they did that, and then they just completely fell off a cliff afterwards. Okay, let's go see Yawny Boy. 1 and 2. Yeah, that's what I hear. I've never actually heard someone going, oh, like Extinction is my favourite, or Retribution, Final Chapter. It's always 1 or 2. Rabi, how's it going? Oh boy. First is the best. Yeah, I agree. I like how you don't get stung here as well. Like, you don't get poisoned. That wasn't too bad. although we are about to get maybe the best, I've mentioned this on stream previously, this is without a doubt the best line in the entire Resident Evil 1. Hey, Katie.
Jill, have you found anything interesting?
No, Barry.
Yes, but I can't see very well.
I haven't.
How about going down to check by yourself?
Great to have you in chat,
I have a
Katie, as
rope
always.
here.
Oh, do you? Well, then I'll try to go down using
Evan
the
here,
rope.
how's it going?
Wait.
Wait. I like it. Manly Barry, instead of going down there himself to have a look, he sends you down there.
Hey, what's going on?
Now I've done it. Sorry, Jill.
Hey,
Wait.
Kyle.
I'll go and get another rope.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that.
Barry?
I know this isn't your bag. Right, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes and then Barry will return. Always do this, because if you just carry on, you actually get like a worse ending.
Are you there, Jill? Grab the rope.
I never knew Barry come back until I saw you do it. Oh shit. Barry's just taking his time. He certainly does.
I'm sorry, Jill.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Sorry. I was really careless.
Are you okay, Barry? Maybe you're getting tired.
No, I'm all right. Don't worry.
Dude, this voice acting kills me.
Jill, I found something.
Cheers, blood. It's a weapon.
Thank you.
It's
I'll
really
take this
powerful.
then.
Especially against living things. Yeah, we live in the dream surge. We got a whole host of people in the chat. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in. My name's Andy. This is Biohazard Declassified, and today we are doing our pilot episode, our first maiden stream of our Resident Evil Retrospective series, where we talk about all things Resident Evil, going all the way back from the start. From 1996 onwards, we're going to be every week, 9 p.m. UK time. We're going to be smashing every single Resident Evil game imaginable. Let me tell you, it's going to be super fun. And we start with the GOAT. We start with the GOAT that is Resident Evil 1. So if you've just tuned in recently, let us know. What is your favourite memory about Resident Evil? I'd really love to know. Oh, shit. Start running. Zoe, thank you for following us on the Tiki of Talkies. Hopefully Keeper's Diary will be a hit and Capcom come to you and the team with funding for another project. Very unlikely, Curtis, but literally all I want from Capcom, I actually don't want anything from Capcom. All I want them to do is go, do you know what, guys? Fair play. Fair play. You know, there are going to be things that when you guys watch the Keeper's Diary, you're going to be like, very interesting way of how you've adapted that. Because ultimately we are adapting like a written word. Like, we're not adapting a game. Like, we're just adapting what was written in a diary. So we're doing our best to do that in the constraints of Resident Evil. So there's going to be things in it you guys are like, very interesting. Very interesting that you've done it like that. But I don't think we have done anything that's going to insult anyone, basically. That's going to insult anyone's integrity or what they believe Resident Evil to be. So, yeah, ultimately, I just want someone from Capcom to just be like, do you know what, mate? Fair play. You had a vision. You set out to produce a Resident Evil short film, and you did it. Well done. Fair play. Nice one. That's all I want. And if I don't get that, that's okay. Billstar, how's it going? This is the PC version of the original. Oh, I can hear Naughty Boys. What? Oh, I'm fine. That's fine. Can you hear it? What do you think to a Dino Crisis remake? I would definitely enjoy that, Johnny. I'm shocked with all the successes that we've had with Dead Space, Callisto Protocol, Resident Evil 4 remake, etc., etc. Alone in the Dark. Why haven't we had a Dino Crisis remake yet? I don't know. Bro, where is he? What is going on round there? I'm scared to run round there. Huh? What? Is this game broken? That's a zombie? Huh? That's a zombie? That's a zombie that's got hunter noises. The hell? Let's get out of here. Andy, there were different voice actors than the live action actors. Yes. So Charlie Kraslavsky did not play Chris Redfield's voice. He only portrayed him like a face model. It's no different than what they did in the 2 and 3 remake. Like the face models for Chris, Jill, sorry, not Chris, for Jill, Leon and Claire are not the voice actors for Jill, Leon and Claire. Oh, that makes sense. What's up with the George A. Romero Resident Evil documentary? So that is made by a lovely chap called Brandon Salisbury, who has, basically, he's connected with the George A. Romero Foundation. He's telling the story about the lost Resident Evil script that George A. Romero did. Because if you didn't know, George A. Romero was contracted to write a script for Resident Evil with the intention of him directing it thereafter. Capcom actually didn't like the script, and they actually really hurt. They really hurt George's feelings because he put loads of stuff in that they asked for. This is how I understand it. They put loads of stuff in. He put loads of stuff in that they asked for, and then they said, "Oh, we actually think this is a terrible script." And then they went to Paul W.S. Anderson, and that really hurt George A. Romero because. And in my opinion, you know, George A. Romero is like the godfather of fucking zombies. Like, why wouldn't you want him to direct a Resident Evil film? But they just couldn't get to work. Constantine, it's not Capcom. Constantine Film had a vision that they wanted executed, and Paul W.S. Anderson was at the helm of doing that. Really interesting documentary. I think Brandon's just going through a few distributional. What's the word I'm looking for? Like semantics, like a few. Fucking dude, it's just jumped out of my head. Formalities is the word I was looking for. Just a couple of distributional formalities, and he should be able to tell us when that's dropping on a streaming service or a distributor or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but I'm super looking forward to that. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. Miriam's in the chat. Thank you. How are you? Great to have you in, as always. I don't care. I'm blaming Capcom. Well, as I understand it... How did I not get him? As I understand it, Capcom had a very bad deal with Constantine that's still ongoing. That's why we've just not had these accurate remakes. Oh! Yeah, it's happened again. Chris, how's it going? Great to have you in chat. This is hilarious, dude. Bedtime for me. Have a great rest of the stream. Catch you soon. Remember, Lara Sundays. Lara Sundays, Katie. RE Veteran. Great to have you in the chat. You're in the right place, my friend. Chris Turner, how's it going? Yeah, the graphics look fantastic. We are running Resident Evil 1, the PC version, with the Seamless HD mod, which basically just redoes all of the backgrounds. Looks absolutely fantastic. New to retro, cannot talk. New to retro reviews. My boy, Mr. Tony himself. Look at this beautiful mug playing this beautiful game on this beautiful day. Yes, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Man, there is no better day than the present to play Resident Evil, let me tell you. We've been having a ton of fun going back as part of our new series here at Biohazard Declassified. Every Wednesday we're going to be playing the next Resident Evil in the chronological timeline. Not the lore timeline, the chronological release timeline. So we're starting off with Resident Evil 1. We're going to be jumping on with Chris next Wednesday, then jumping on with Director's Cut the Wednesday after. We've had a lot of fun so far. Loads of people in the chat sharing their stories, anecdotes, all about Resident Evil. It's glorious. So, yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. And, yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the stream, brother. Tempted to get it on PC. Make it happen, dude. Dude, just make it happen. It's the definitive way of playing Resident Evil 1 in 2024. Ooh, gotta be careful. Oh, he's burning up. He's burning up for you, baby. RE Veteran. Is the PC version any different from the PS version? Brother, you can't be calling yourself RE Veteran and not know the differences, my friend. I say this in jest, of course. Only joking, my friend. Yes, so the PC version's very different from the well, not different in terms of content, different in terms of extras. So the PC version allows for high resolution textures. Obviously, let's take the mods out of the equation for a moment. It's got high resolution textures. You get custom outfits, which aren't on any other version. You get skippable door scenes, because unlike the PlayStation, and the reason why door scenes exist in the first place to hide the loading screens, you're running it on hard drive, so there's no loading times. So you can skip door scenes straight away, which is fucking amazing, especially if you're an RE veteran. You don't want to keep seeing door scenes on your 100th playthrough of the game. You just want to crack on. Yeah, so you got that. You've got the machine guns that you get at the end of if you beat the game under 3 hours, you get machine guns, which is really, really fucking cool. The FN Mini-Me and the Uzi for Jill. So there's a couple of unique features. Oi, oi, Gary, how are you? Great to have you in the chat. I feel like the Fallout series has really paved the way so far. Well, we said the same thing about the Last of Us series as well. That was exceptional. But I think you're right. That's really going to set the tone. Like, for the longest time, and I do sympathise, they're trying to bring a, survival horror for whatever we want to, for however we want to say it. Survival horror is a niche inside horror. It's a niche inside of a niche. So they're trying to make that appeal to the casual audience, which on paper sounds brilliant, but what they end up doing is making their own lore up that no one really cares about. Like, the casuals don't care about, and the people that care about Resident Evil don't care about. So let's not do that. Let's do what Fallout's done, where they expand the lore, they set it in the same universe, they expand the lore, but ultimately it still hits the same notes of the game. That's all we're looking for, is we want something to hit the same notes as the game. We don't need a one-to-one adaptation, and I know what people are going to say, yes, that's what we want. No, we don't. Let me tell you why we don't want that. Because if we wanted that, it's going to end up like that Tomb Raider film that no one actually cares about. Everybody tell me favourite game adaptations or faithful adaptations, right? Tomb Raider's at the top of that list. Does anyone remember that 2018 Tomb Raider film? No, because it's too accurate to the games, to the point it's forgettable. So what we need is an adaptation that's set in the same universe, like a series, that's set in the same universe, that hits the same notes as the games. Fallout has done that very successfully. So instead of making the series focused on the casuals, make the casuals like the games, because that's how we liked Fallout, right? I liked Fallout because I played Fallout and enjoyed it. So give Fallout to the casuals and see if they like it, rather than try and make Fallout for the casuals, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's all good, Gary. I always appreciate you dropping by. I am going to need the Magnum soon, actually. Ooh. Got a Bernie boy. This is actually pretty terrifying, this section. Oh, no, I think it's worse on the... Ooh! I don't get how Last of Us and Fallout can do what Resident Evil can't. It's because, that's what I'm saying, they try and appeal to casuals. And what happens when they appeal to casuals is they start messing with the story. And it ends up, like, not being Resident Evil. So you need to make the casual audience like Resident Evil. Because if they don't like Resident Evil, they're not going to like it if you package it up for them. Oh, shit. It's finding a way to motivate people to like Resident Evil. Heard they might be making a Resident Evil 9 called Apocalypse. I've seen that rumour, Gary. I do know the pass number. What are you talking about? I've literally got the pass number. Yeah, the game's glitched. Ooh, this is very bad, game. Let me kill these zombies, because something's not right here. Thank you for the share, appreciate that. Yeah, that was another hunter zombie. This is bad, because this game is not internally picking up that I've picked up the... I do have the code. What? Oh, this is very bad, game. I don't think I can I? This game is like internally glitched itself. I've never seen this before. Yeah, Matt, that's what I'm thinking, Peter. Maybe it's glitched itself. I've never seen anything like this before. If I can't jump down, I've basically soft locked myself out of the game. Let's see if I can jump down. Outbreak, I think, makes the most sense. By the way. Oh. It's all good, gang. It's not a problem. I don't know whether this affects the ending, but it's fine. I think Outbreak makes the most sense, because you can have ordinary people in extraordinary situations. Someone's eating beans over here. You can have ordinary people in extraordinary situations. Give that relatability to what would I do in a zombie apocalypse, or what would I do in Resident Evil. Oh, that's helpful. Thank you, Billy. I mean, Raccoon City, there's so much story to tell in Raccoon City. I want to see the everyman. I want to see some fucking mailman get home from work and he's like, some dude's eating my family. What the fuck am I doing? Like, I want to see them stories. Yeah, like I want to see the downfall of the RPD in its full unhindered glory. I want to see Umbrella, like it was depicted a little bit in Apocalypse. I want to see Umbrella like turning people away and like locking them in the city or killing them, you know? Yeah, kind of like Resident Evil Outbreak. But like a real story-driven, like... Maybe I should write a script. What I believe it could be. Chris, thank you for the GGs, by the way. Sorry, I did see that coming earlier. Just going to quickly check my Twitch. Hang on a second, because for some reason, not all my alerts coming through. Getting a ton of new followers. Thank you, everyone who's followed the stream today. Very appreciated. Is this room in the remake? No, it's not. This is completely gone, like, in favour of the yawn area with the bookcases. Actually, that is the bookcases there, so it's there in spirit, I guess you could say. Cryonics Ice. Oh. It's modded a little bit, Gary. We've got a couple of visual enhancements to make it pop a little bit. You know? So it's a little bit different from the PlayStation version. %, Dreyfus. I've always said they need to tell that story about Arclay. You know at the start of the game where it's like, bizarre events of I can't remember the words. Victor. I cannot speak tonight. I'm so sorry. I'm stuttering all over the place. Bizarre incidents have occurred of people being attacked by people, groups of around 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. AIGN, thank you for the follow. We need to see that story. I want to see the virus leaking to the Arclay Mountains. Maybe like a farmer or something like that finds his horses have been eaten. Who dropped Arclay, by the way? What do you mean? Oh, let's go. Oh, that was, it wasn't a studio, it was Sean Liebert. What do we need? Oh yeah, we've got the battery now, haven't we? Quickly save it. It was only a concept anyway, Kitch. It wasn't a super serious. That's actually a bit of a misconception. It was only ever meant to be. Oh, Gary dropping 20 stars. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. It was only ever meant to be a concept at best. It wasn't like sold to a studio or anything. It was just like a glorified fan film, really. Very cool fan film at that, by the way. What are we doing? I've got a lot of gear on me, and I don't need. I do need to go into that other room as well because I forgot to go in there. Okay. Oh. Turn that on. No. Right, I'll grab that. I think there was a, book. East of East, Wolf of West. I'm actually going to swap over to the shotgun now. because I always do this. I always take too much stuff into the underground and I end up kind of soft locking myself a little bit. So I actually don't have too much of the game left, so... 64 shotgun rounds. Let's go. Let's go, gang. Okay. Oh, shit. What if anyone's completed this with just a knife? Historically, yes, I have. I did actually complete the remake with the knife. That was pretty fun. Because it's actually one of the trophies. One of my favourite platinum trophies to get, that is, actually. Well, at least the dogs don't sound like snakes. I agree, Dreyfus. Yeah, this has been pretty wild. Man, we've had a great interaction today. Loads of different voices on the chat, which is always great to see. Yeah, Arkley's really special, Kitch. Really special. I would actually love to work with Sean Liebert on something. He obviously has a mind for Resident Evil. Okay, into the underground we go, gang. Barry.
Oh, Jill, what good timing. A moment ago I heard someone's voice coming from this hole. Let's go together since it's dark and we can't see very well.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna
I think he can get
Let's hurry.
killed down here, so you do have to be careful.
Hey, are you alright?
Brutal Moo,
I can
how's
go
it going?
first if you want me to.
Oh, yes, please. I'm a little nervous.
I understand. It may be more dangerous if you come behind me. Be careful.
Do you think that Netflix will make another series or movie based on the game? I don't think Netflix will, but we'll definitely have another movie at some point. Even if they sell their assets or sell their license to someone else.
That was too close.
This is the PC
Let's
version,
go
yes.
together.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna cover you. Let's hurry.
They sound really weird here. Need to have an RE1 VR game. That's interesting. I've probably got enough shotgun ammo to like finish the game with, to be honest.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive.
Yeah.
Wait there. Are you with anybody, Jill?
Wait,
What?
oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Enrico.
So, Barry and Jill together.
Thank you for the follow, Brutal Moo.
Are you alright, Enrico?
Welcome to Biohazard
The
Declassified.
stars are doomed. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella. Ha!
Umbrella.
Enrico!
F in the chat for Enrico. Is that voice Enrico's?
Stars.
Gary, thank you for the 20 stars. Appreciate it. Great to see you enjoying the stream, brother. Ooh. Oh, that was close. Is that voice Enrico's? Yeah. Some of these puzzles just really don't make any sort of sense. Like, why would somebody logically have this in their underground cave? Like, what purpose does that serve? I wouldn't be shocked, Brutal Moo, if they, with stranger things have happened. I mean, Dead Space didn't really need a remake, but the Dead Space remake was really good. Oh yes, that's Colton. Colton, I think his name was. I think he tried to. Yes. I think historically Colton tried to do a Resident Evil fan film. But it ended up not going too well, I don't think. Because I remember he reached out to me. Like, for funding. Not to, like, be part of it or anything. Now, you can catch him in the air, I think. There you go. No, I just killed him. We're good. I do only have the shotgun for this section, which is a little bit annoying. Because this guy's an arse. Ooh. Thank you for your kind words, Gary. Where are you from, Gary? Remind me. Oh, boom, got him. Oh yeah, sorry, 2 hunters that can open doors. My apologies. I don't really speedrun the game, to be honest, ARGN. As long as I get under 3 hours, I'm happy. Because I play games, like, I play games for the community, not because I beat it quickly, if that makes sense. Like, definitely get the best grade, but, like, you know, catch up with people in the chat. Like, there's a couple of speedrunners which I really enjoy, like Matt RPD is fantastic, because he somehow manages to keep everybody engaged in the stream. But I see a lot of, like, speedrun content creators, and they just have these elaborate setups, and they just don't talk, because obviously they're focused on speedrunning the game, and it's like, that's just not a great format for me. Beanage, how's it going? Great to have you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Resident Evil Retrospective, where we're playing every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. We are playing every single Resident Evil in release date chronological order. It's going to be awesome. South London, let's go. Whereabouts? What? Crystal Palace Way? Croydon? What is your South London? Doombook. Yeah, we're not doing too bad, thank you, Beanage. Yeah, exactly that, Billy. They're just absolutely exhausted. And, you know, it may work for some people, and some people might like seeing that. But, I don't know, it's not my format. Hope you're keeping well though, Beanage. I feel like if I had to do it that often, I'd hate the game. Yeah, that must be really tough. Like, there's a lot of people that run the same game over and over, and I think, man, you must really love that game. Excuse me. Yeah, I was really gutted actually, ARGN, that when they released this game for PS5, that they didn't include trophy support. That's a real own goal, that is. Really gutting. Yeah, like Siphon Field's got trophy support. So, like, why hasn't Resident Evil? That's really lazy from Capcom, to be honest. Oh, I think I've overpushed that game. I can still get behind it. Oh yes, you can rewind it. Hey, Ryan Rand, how's it going? Yeah, not interested in speedruns either. I don't like playing a game too much because no matter how much I love a game, I'll get tired of it. Yes. And at the end of the day, like, because it's more competitive, like this sort of stream is not competitive. This is more of a community, informative, you know, us all telling each other our points of view about Resident Evil. So it's not that type of stream. But like, the way I look at it is someone's always going to be quicker than me because someone's always got more time to spend on the game than I have. Like, yeah, I can complete Resident Evil fairly painlessly. But I'm not like the best ever at Resident Evil. It depends on why you watch streams, I guess. If you watch it for the competitiveness or you watch it for the kind of content creation, like nostalgia, etc., etc. Bang that in. Like, as long as I do enough for a platinum trophy, I'm alright. I love a platinum trophy. Even though I've only got like 6 or 8. So my platinum trophies are GTA 3, GTA Vice City, Days Gone, Callisto Protocol. I'm so close to getting a platinum on the original Dead Space. Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2 and 3. Need to still get it for Resident Evil 4 actually. Resident Evil 5. Oh, we got another big boy raid coming in. Carlton the Welsh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. What was you playing? Appreciate you sharing your community with me today. If you don't know who I am, my name's Andy. This is Biohazard Declassified. We are doing a Resident Evil retrospective. We are going from the beginning all the way through. Speaking in the chat to all of our favourite memories, nostalgia, what we loved, what we hated about Resident Evil, and just really kind of reminiscing on a bygone era of gaming, and we're doing it every single Wednesday, 9 PM UK time, every Wednesday. So today we're doing Jill, next week we're going to be doing Chris, the week after we're going to be moving on to the director's cut. So yeah, thank you very much, Carlton, once again for sharing your community with us today. And yeah, enjoy the stream. We're probably about 20 minutes, half an hour from wrapping up the game, but you're here for the climax, which is always the greatest part, I'm told. Yes, of course. Thank you, Phil. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Great for you to all pop in. Hey, sup, dude? I'm from the Resident Evil Challenger community. You know, the one with Nuji. Yes, Nuji, my long-time friend. Appreciate you dropping by. Love you doing this retrospective. What's the last game you're going to play? Well, the last game I'll play would be whatever the latest Resident... I mean, this will probably take me like a year to go through, because I'll only be doing it every Wednesday. So once we get all the director's cuts done, we're going to move on to Resident Evil 2. Obviously, that's 4 scenarios. That's going to probably take 4 weeks. Yeah, there's just like tons of scope. We're going to do Gaiden, we're going to do Dead Aim, we're going to do Operation Raccoon City. Tons of scope here. Hell yes, love a bit of Resident Evil. Thank you very much, Carlton. And actually, I would love to throw this question to you. What is your favourite thing you remember from the first Resident Evil game? And after that, if everybody else can kind of pile in afterwards, we'll all discuss our favourite parts from the original Resident Evil. I need the power key, don't I? No, we need to put the password in, don't we? I'm from Snodland, Gary. Which is in Kent. So, John. So this is the first reference of Ada. So, interestingly enough, they never... I don't think they ever intended to... No, they did, sorry, didn't they? Yeah, Ada... I think Ada's original name was Linda, wasn't it? But didn't they originally change it to Ada? That'd have been really goofy if they didn't ever use Ada again. Like, why didn't they use that intrinsic link? 100% the scene with the first zombie as he looks over his shoulder. The iconic Carlton. Are you talking about this fella? Are you talking about the boy himself? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, nothing. I mean, when we think of Resident Evil, this is what we think about. The iconic turn. The first zombie, the first encounter, which made us all turn our PlayStations off back in the day. That, my friends, is from Raccoon City Surplus. I've actually got him linked in our Twitch About section. Use Biohazard 10 code for 10% off. That is the cheekiest code there. Right, John. Ada. Oh no, sorry, this is Mo, isn't it? Yeah, so Raccoon City Surplus makes all of my models. I've got quite a few. He's a brilliant lad, high quality product. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I've got him right behind me, and I'm still talking about the iconic scene. He's standing right here. All right, B3. I got paid yesterday. I'm about to be broke. Yeah, Raccoon City's a good guy, man. He's produced a lot of models for me. Yeah, I get confused between Mole and Cell. Yeah, I feel that. War in '94. I feel that. Because Cell's from the remake, isn't it? I think we're all good here now. We just need to start smashing these MO discs in, because I ain't got any space. And of course, get the power key. We'll get that upstairs in a second. Naked Gang. The boys. The Naked boys. How'd that happen? What on earth was happening in this room, by the way? Like, why is everyone naked in this room? Sinister things happened in this room. Outside of the T-virus. So do Nemesis models? I'm sure he has a Nemesis model on there. If you literally go on Etsy and just go on Raccoon City Surplus, that's the easiest way to get him. Or go on his Instagram. Actually, go on his Instagram. He's got his whole portfolio on there. It's fantastic. Hi, watching down the road in Cuxton. Let's go, Matt. Love that. Great to have you in the stream, bro. Do you know what's really interesting about TikTok is it's very, like, this is what I've had to kind of come to terms with, because a lot of my followers on like other platforms like Twitch, YouTube, etc., Facebook gaming, they're kind of all spread out, whereas TikTok is very localized to where you're geographically streaming from. So you'll get people like I was streaming the other day, or when I first started streaming on TikTok, like people that I know IRL who don't follow streams or anything like that was just popping up on their For You page. I was like, oof, I didn't expect that. I don't really care, like, it is what it is. I'm very, very public about this profile anyway. It's just, yeah, it kind of knocks you back a little bit. You're like, whoa, like, why on earth are you in my streams? I would never expect you to be in my stream type thing. So it's all fun and games. This is the Seamless HD mod for Resident Evil 1. It certainly is the party room, Harriet. It certainly is. A lot of good. It looks like a lot of good times happened in that room. Good times, good times. Oh, bollocks. I fucked this up already. Gotta be careful here. Probably not doing me any favour. Actually, no, we can get out of here. There we go. So if we push this along. Let's go, Nathan. Love that. Hey, Kira, how's it going? Great to have you in the chat as always. Thank you for spending time with us today. Welcome to the Resident Evil Retrospective. Well, every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time, we're going to be going through the entire Resident Evil series in time release chronological order. We're currently on the first Resident Evil, kind of reminiscing about our favourite memories of OG Resident Evil. Thanks for the share, ARGN. Oh. Every time I see those body bags, I think of the, is it in Karate Kid? Is it Karate Kid? Where it's like, put him in a body bag! Always a pleasure. It's my de-stress from having a baby all day. Let's go. My child is actually currently, well, she's asleep now. she goes to sleep at like 8 PM. My wife does a very good job of putting her to sleep. Sega Saturn. That's right, yeah. You're right, Nathan. Oh, we gotta be careful. Mine's teething, so I only went down. Oh, mine's teething too. How old's yours? Oh! Oh shit! No! Go. Oh. 5 months. Mine's 3 months. Well, she just turned 3 months. She's a cute girl. Chunky girl. Chimera boys. These are naughty, man. They can get you in some right pickles. Oh. We're going to get hit probably. Right, we've got all 3 coats. Right, let's go turn the power on quickly. We might be able to do this without getting hit. Oh, small boy. I'm sure I've got all that to come with. Yeah, I thought my child was going to be small, but then we introduced her to Kendamil, and now she's an absolute chunky chunk. Hey, thank you for the paper crane. Appreciate that. Right, I think I might swap to the Magnum. Actually, we've done everything that we need to do. We just need to go and fight the Tyrant. I'm probably not going to use them, to be honest. Sounds good, ARGN. Every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. Always leave a little something towards you and a little family. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I will combine these in a second. I'm not being silly. Magnum. Jesus, how many Magnum rounds do we have? That'll probably do us for the rest of the game. Thank you for the GGs. Now let's go and fight the naughty boy. My niece has the nickname Michelin Man because I'm so chubby. Feel that. I feel that. My little girl's so chunky that her skin comes forward and it looks like she's wearing a little watch. You just can't see it. Hey gents, how are you? Yeah, it's not going too bad, thank you. We're just about to wrap this one up actually.
Yes, you're here too?
You're here too?
Look,
I forgot to save it.
Let's get going.
Hey Elin, how are you? Great to have you in the chat. Right, I'm off to sleep because I've just got the keys to my new house and I've a lot of glossing to do. Yeah, I feel that. I literally moved in like 2 days afterwards. My wife went into labour, so know what that feeling's like. Thank you indeed for the resubscription on Prime, Elin. That's certainly appreciated.
You did a fine job, Barry.
We're not doing too bad. We're enjoying the going back and playing some Resident Evil 1.
I hear that his wife and 2 daughters will be in danger if
Shout out Pablo Kuntz, who actually only lives like half an hour away from me.
Cruel.
The OG
Well,
West
you don't have to
lives half
worry
an hour
about
away.
anything.
Amazing.
Because you'll be free from this world very soon, Jill.
Why do you have to destroy
Loving
stars?
it.
That's Umbrella's intention.
Exactly,
This laboratory
Dreyfus.
has been engaged
You're
in
here too?
dangerous
I'm
experiments,
here
and
too.
Recently an accident
You're
has
here
occurred.
too.
Anyway, this disaster cannot be made public.
That's
You're
why
right.
having stars nosing about is so inconvenient. So you're a slave of Umbrella now, along with these virus monsters.
I think you misunderstand me, Jill. To me, the monsters you mention mean nothing. I'm going to burn all of them together with this entire laboratory. I must complete my mission as ordered by Umbrella. Barry, go up on the ground.
No, I'm
and
quite
wait there.
fortunate, Gary. My wife takes care of all that.
Barry!
I'll just go out and get the beans.
Barry's such a fool. He'll be under the
Yeah,
control
it's
of
got
Umbrella.
a it's called the Seamless
How come
HD
both
mod,
Umbrella
Jen.
and
So
you
everything's
intimidate
been
him by
upscaled a
taking
little
his
bit.
family as
Looks a little bit
hostages?
nicer than it did in 1996.
Umbrella? Well, I intimidated him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used him for my personal purposes.
He certainly does, Harry.
Though both you and Barry seem to think I was following orders from Umbrella.
So you're planning something else?
If you succeeded in developing the
I like
world's
how he
most
completely,
powerful
like,
biological
has a
weapon,
Unbelievable
what would you do?
exposition and tells us
What
everything
if
about
you
his grand
were in
plan.
charge?
You must stop this now.
You're a brave girl. But if I were you, I wouldn't give up such a big discovery. You guys are idiots. No one understands its real value.
So you're going to steal all the research?
Better yet, I'm going to show you the tyrant.
Barry!
I love this
Sorry, Jill.
soundtrack.
I was Where's your family?
I was listening to what you and Wesker were talking about. I wish I realized it earlier. I thought it must have something to do with Umbrella, you know. So it's all been masterminded by him.
But it's good that you know that now. Anyway, let's get out of this house first.
Jill!
Yes, what?
Do you have any idea what Wesker was going to show you at the back of this place?
That always sounds so
He was
sinister.
talking about the world's most powerful biological weapon, called Tyrant or something, I think.
Do you think we could see Tyrant now?
Barry, you're so optimistic.
You're
It
so
would look
optimistic.
bad for stars if we let such a
What is this
dangerous
game?
creature run loose.
Maybe you're right. Let's
You're
go then.
right. Yeah, shout out to Pablo Kuntz and his son Lex Sonnell. Really nice people. We went to Insomnia with them last year, was it? It must have been, yeah. Last September. Really nice guys. Yes, RE1. Wow, this is actually in 60 FPS. It looks really weird. Yeah, we all had 5 guys together. It's fantastic.
Can a creature like this really be the ultimate
We
biological
can't
weapon?
let it live.
Really? Wesker is a crazy man.
Tyrant is not completely developed.
But we can't let it live.
But we can't let it live.
That must be the computer for monitoring this creature.
I'm sure this already goes without saying, but we are using Wesker's, we are using Pablo Kuntz in The Keeper's Diary. He is the voice of a senior researcher. I'm hoping I've already spoken about that before and I've not just leaked something in The Keeper's Diary I wasn't meant to. Can't let it live.
Damn you!
I wonder if Barry ever has like a scar of when he just got absolutely
does.
slashed by the tyrant. Wait, are we back? Slight hiccup, was it? He's dead. Hey, Kitsu, how's it going?
What happened to Wesker?
That's what I was thinking, Craig.
System has now been activated. All researchers and guards should take cover.
Big tune.
Wesker must have set it off.
Unlock
There's not
all
much time
rooms
left for us.
activation. Has now been activated.
Feel that, Gary.
And guards should take cover immediately.
We can't let it live. So what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the Wesker that is knocked on his arse? I think the canon version of Wesker is him getting knocked on his arse, isn't it? And killed. Rather than, oh shit. Oh, he's locked in, boys. Rather than here, he just kind of weasels his way out. Let's go meet Chris. Chris. Anusha, how's it going?
Oh,
Inuyasha?
Jill!
Oh, Chris! So
How's it
you're
going?
okay.
Yeah.
You too.
What happened to Wesker?
Let's talk about it later. Let's get out of here.
I like how he's completely fine behind an unlocked door. And he knows where he's going. Why does that make any sense?
Let's go.
Lead the way, Chris. Obviously, you know where you're going. You've only been down here for like a night. Oh, that sound is so glorious. Orgasmic.
The triggering system has now been
You
activated.
too.
All researchers and guards
Oh, there's no safe point here.
covered
Shit.
immediately. Unlock all rooms for evacuation.
Well, let's go for it. Take another healing item just in case.
The triggering
We should be
system
right, to be
has
fair.
now been activated. All researchers and guards should take cover immediately.
First aid spray.
Unlock all rooms for evacuation.
Yeah, I think we need a main character death. Everyone's so scared to kill the Resident Evil characters. Just kill off Chris or something.
Should take cover immediately. Unlock all rooms for evacuation.
Like, do something drastic, you know?
The triggering system has now been activated.
The gang. All of a sudden, Chris has got a gun as well.
This is Brad.
This is Brad!
If there is anyone alive, contact me now, okay? This is
The triggering system
Here we go.
has now been activated. All
Oh,
researchers
battery.
and guards should take cover immediately.
Ooh, that's terrible, isn't it?
For evacuation.
It's not terrible anymore. That's right, Anusha. Yeah. He's in RE3.
Researchers and guards should take cover.
There is 3 minutes until explosion.
Unlock all rooms for evacuation.
Oh no, you must be kidding! After we've come all the way here!
Ladies first. Go first, Jill.
But Chris!
Give me a chance to play nice guy.
Okay, I leave it up to you.
See, that's kind of like the goofy localization. Like, he says, give me a chance to play nice guy, when obviously what he's trying to say is, let me play a hero for a change, or whatever. But Chris? But Chris? Oh, Elin, thank you very much for the 2-number community gift subs. That's appreciated. You don't have to do that. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying the stream so far. But Chris, huge shout out to Elin Schaefer for growing the Biohazard Declassified community here. Oh, let's pop this. Bobbit, thank you for the follow. Here we go. This is Brad. You're my Amazon, Jill. Whatever goofy ass stuff he says. Here we go. The big boy. I actually didn't realise this was in the original until I did it like on the DS at some point. Oh, that was very unkind.
It's coming! Jill! Kill that monster! You're our Amazon, Jill!
You're Amazon, Jill. Why does that make any sense? Oh, grab it, grab it, grab it. We're nearly there, guys. We're going to do it on the hour as well. Can we do it on the hour? It's just about to hit 12 o'clock. Oh! Bang on the hour. Bang on 12 a.m. We did it, gang. In the bag. Amazing. Look at this in 60 FPS. Holy shit, this looks fantastic. I've never actually seen this in 60 FPS.
Love
Gary.
the streams, mate. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. You know the score, Melissa. Look at this. Looks so good. They've really done a good job in upscaling this. Oh, it looks so smooth. Charlie Kreslowski, yeah! There's Greg. Let's go, gang. There we go, gang. That is part 1 of Resident Evil in the bag. Remember, next Wednesday, we're going to be playing Chris's campaign. (9 PM) UK time, Wednesday. And we're going to be doing it all again. And then the week after, as I said, jumping in with that director's cut. God, what a tune. What an absolute banger this is. Harriet, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Remember, guys, if you're not following Biohazard Declassified, jump on all socials. It's all the same. All at Biohazard Declassified. I share daily Resident Evil content. And I'll be back on Sunday with Lara Sundays. We play Tomb Raider every Sunday. I'll be streaming on the Residents of Evil on Friday. Road Network on Twitch. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but let me work something up. I agree, Elin. I can actually skip this. There you go. Look at that Jill. Look at that Jill cuts. Jill. I can't even speak. End screen. 2 hours 18. Perfect. You're working on Sunday night again. Damn it. You'll have to watch the VOD on YouTube. And we got the closet key. So, by the way, that screen was exclusive to the PC version. I forgot to say. That's another little cool feature of the PC version. Oh, it's iconic. Love it. Fucking love Resident Evil, man. Oh boy. Well, we had an absolutely brilliant stream. Tons of viewers coming in and out on Twitch because of all the fantastic raids. Demo Morgue, so a few highlights. Demo Morgue. Carlton the Welsh, thank you very much for that. Certainly appreciated. Just a ton of subs across the board. Ton of new followers. Appreciate you all joining across all the platforms. As I said, we're going to be live on Sunday with Lara Sundays. We're doing the same thing. We're working our way through Tomb Raider. Even though Tomb Raider, I'm not necessarily as known of all of the components of Tomb Raider. I know a very surface level, and it's more of me experiencing a lot of stuff for the first time, especially the later games. So, but this one is a full-on retrospective. So every Wednesday, we're going to be playing Resident Evil in time chronological order as part of our retrospective series, talking about what we like, talking about what we hate, talking about things which made us happy back in the day. And then, yeah, Sundays is all about Tomb Raider. So, yes, I am going to raid out. And let's see, I actually don't know streaming right now. Thank you, everyone who's tuned in. Let's see who we can send you guys to. Let's have a gander. Let's have a look. Is anyone from Team RPD streaming? Should we have a look? Let's have a quick gander. I have to go on Matt's profile because he's the only one I know who's got direct link to RPD. No, not at the moment. I don't even know. Oh, I suppose Sunny's streaming at the moment. I'll send you over to Sunny. He's playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now. So yeah, thank you to everybody on TikTok as well. Appreciate you hanging in there and checking the stream out. Make sure you tune in 9 PM UK time for Lara Sundays. Peace out, everyone. Thanks again for all your support. We'll catch up with all of you very, very soon.